2,000 years later.
Hello guys and welcome to Obsessive Char Game Dev channel. In this episode we will talk about our first Brackeys Jam submission, DarkinLight, a 2D platformer in which you have to find a balance between light and dark. We will talk about our development process in this 1 week game jam, what issues we have faced and what we learned along the road. Let's go! The jam started. In our first day, we brainstormed through some ideas and decided to go with a 2D platformer with 2 controllable characters. The scope of the game was for the player to find ways to pass the level, switching between characters in order to be able to surpass obstacles in the game, as the team was stronger together. So we fired up Unity, set a basic 2D scene, and started browsing the internet for ideas on how we could approach this and start building our project. As we all do, the search began on YouTube, looking for tutorials on Blackthorn, Prod, Brackeys and many other dev channels. We were looking for AI tutorials, glow effects, cause glow effects are awesome, but in the end none of it saw the light, as we had no idea what hell was awaiting us in the coming days. After storming the internet for ideas, we set up a basic player controller script with a speed and jump force variable, attached a rigid body 2D component to our player object, and then we initiated the rigid body component in the start method of our function and created the input in the update function for the player to be able to actually move. And voila, we had a moving player cube object.
Wow!
On Tuesday and Wednesday, we were actually making progress. We were playing with some glow effects and color to distinguish the player objects, and actually made progress controlling both objects and switching between them by creating a player switch script that has a bool which checks if the player object is switched or not by pressing the V key. When the V key will be pressed, one of the object's movement script will get disabled and the other one enabled. Sounds simple, right? But here it all began. Our hell. We didn't think it through at first. How we'll move with our objects in the scene? Does our cubes follow each other? How will you move these objects? Or keep them close to one another? Can we make them stick together? We were running around in circles. My Chrome browser was crying, begging me to stop opening another tab.
Stop it. Get some help.
We could see the endless possibilities with this type of control, but yet we had no idea in which direction to go and how to do it, because we didn't have enough experience, to be honest, and overscoped our project. It was Thursday, and this, what you see now, is all that we had done. We had no graphics, no sounds, nothing, just 2 squares moving. We were desperate. We had only 3 days to go till submission, and we had nothing finished. At this point, I was wondering already if it is a failed jam. We were starting to get frustrated and almost gave up. But then, a random idea came to our minds.
Do it! Just do it!
We decided to control the squares individually and attach a child object to each one of them, on which the other square could sit and detect it as a ground object through tag check. Yeah, I know, doesn't make too much sense, but bear with me. After that, in the next 48 hours with no sleep, I managed to draw some quick art in Photoshop, and we started building the level, adding the UI, sounds, effects, main menu, and all the other things. On Sunday, around 9:30 AM, I was still on the project working. My body was asking for sleep. We had only 2 levels done and I was still working on the player visuals. So we decided that we'll have to wrap the project and submit it as it is. So till 11 o'clock we tried to make it as playable as we could and added an end screen. And we made it to our first jam. This game jam was so much fun even with the downsides. We learned to manage our scope of the project better, plan the core mechanics from the start, and we saw how it is to work under pressure of time because of the deadline. If you want to check out the game, check the link in the description of our video. On the next video, we'll talk about our project Tank 2021 as we are close to finishing it. Hope you like the video. If you do, please like, share, subscribe, and leave your comments down below. Jam out, guys!